What's going on, crypto friends? For those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Garrett, and welcome to Altcoin Radar. So, here's the thing. Now, it goes without saying, I am a huge altcoin nerd, all right? I absolutely love learning about new altcoin projects when I find new ones that seem interesting anyway, which is why today I'm going to show you guys a project called Gamium, all right? And for those of you who are new to my channel, if you are interested in trading and would like to try the same exchange that I use, feel free to go ahead and try the MEXC crypto exchange. You can find a link to it in the description below this video. I personally love this exchange because, one, I've been using it for like 3 years and they've been awesome to me. In addition to that, they allow me to trade crypto futures, and they have over 1,500 different altcoins for me to trade, which is awesome because, again, I'm a huge altcoin nerd and I absolutely love buying small cap altcoins. All right, so before I actually dive into this actual project, I first want to say real quick that I will try to keep this video as short as possible, even though there is a ton to say about this project. There literally is. But nobody likes to sit through a 45-minute video, so I'll keep this as short as I possibly can and try to only talk about the main points of the project. So with that said, here we go. So as far as Gamium is concerned, you guys, Gamium crypto describes itself as being pretty much the center of the metaverse, all right? And what this means, or what they try to say it means, is the project aims to provide users with a digital identity that users can use throughout the Web 2 and Web 3 environment, all right? And on any blockchain, decentralized application, or metaverse. And their overall mission is to simply innovate how us humans interact with the digital space simply by building a truly decentralized social metaverse. So now, you're probably wondering what the hell a decentralized metaverse or a decentralized social metaverse actually is, right? And trust me, I was pretty dumbfounded by it also when I first heard about it as well, all right? But to make this as simple as possible, it's basically just a framework to innovate pretty much how humans interact within the digital space, as I mentioned a little bit ago. And in total, the project itself has 6 different layers to it, such as the avatar, decentralization, the economy, the governance, social status and whatnot, and decentralized applications as well. So the first thing that I actually want to touch up on here about the actual project is going to be the actual avatar portion, okay? Because it actually is pretty darn interesting, all right? So the first I will start with is the avatar. And usually when we think of an avatar, we usually think it's, just a graphic representation pretty much of, we usually think it's just a graphic representation of a person in a digital world pretty much, but an avatar is literally definitely much, much more than that, all right? I mean, it really is, especially in the Gamium world. An avatar is more or less, a digital identity that brings all digital fingerprints of a user into a unified identity, or unified entity, sorry. Now, as far as avatars are concerned, Gamium uses 2 different types of digital identity technologies, such as NFTs and SSI, or if you're not sure what that is, it's pretty much self-sovereign identity, all right? Which ultimately allows users to create robust avatars that truly encapsulate their true, unique digital identity, which is pretty cool. In addition, users will also get, a universal username coupled with their avatar as well in the form of an NFT that users can pretty much register to identify their avatar profile. And this username will represent your avatar universally within the overall Gamium app as well. Also in Gamium World and any app that interacts with Gamium also, all right? And just to give you some more basic stats on usernames and stuff like that, from the research that I have done, users will ultimately be able to choose whatever username that they wish, if it's not already taken, that is. And it must be between roughly 3 to 20 characters, and you can also have a maximum of 5 symbols in your username as well, all right? So now I'm going to go ahead and move over to the actual world, okay? Because here's the thing, all right? The Gamium world is pretty darn cool, okay? So now we'll talk about the Gamium world itself, because that's where things get really interesting here, okay? So now you're probably already aware that, just about every nation in the world has a symbolic city. I mean, it really does. I mean, you look at the United States and, you've got symbolic cities like Chicago and New York City and Los Angeles and stuff like that, right? Well, realistically, every big nation has that city, right? So realistically here, what's cool about this is in Gamium world, they have one of those types of cities. They have that symbolic city, and they call it Genesis, okay? And they simply named it Genesis, typically because of they named it Genesis based on, in an honor for the first block of the Bitcoin blockchain, pretty much. That's pretty much what I got out of it anyway. But anyway, Genesis is overall a very large, it's a very large city with some pretty cool architecture that's, realistically loaded. I mean, it is just loaded with buildings of all shapes and sizes and colors, like you'd expect in any metaverse world. But what's really cool about this is the avatars we were talking about earlier. They can do anything in this city, such as, strolling around leisurely. You can just walk around leisurely or just do whatever the heck you want. Socializing with other avatars, playing mini games, attending exclusive events, and, they can even visit various buildings to use their applications as well, as far as developers building applications in different buildings and whatnot. So, and outside of the city of Genesis, there are also 10 different neighborhoods with islands, with islands, districts, and, individual plots of land for avatars to live and build anything they would like. So realistically, it's your typical metaverse environment, kind of like what we see in, the Decentraland metaverse in a way. Not exactly the same, but kind of like the same thing. And a lot of kind of like what we see in a lot of the other metaverse projects as well. So realistically, a lot of it's pretty much the same. It's just a little bit different with, Gamium's own touch of, their own touch of things, I guess you could say. So as far as tokenomics goes, because everybody likes to see tokenomics and whatnot too. So as far as tokenomics are concerned here, here's the thing, all right? A deep dive video would, a deep dive video really wouldn't be a deep dive video without talking about the tokenomics of the project's coin, right? So with that said, Gamium has or will have two different main coins, all right? They've got their main GMM token, which is the main token that, come on, why is CoinMarketCap doing that? Come on, I'm not even hovering there. All right, so they've got their main token, which is GMM right here, all right? They've got GMM token, which pretty much serves as their overall governance and exchange token, and they also will end up eventually having a token called MST as well, which will pretty much serve as the utility and rewards token for users inside Gamium world, all right? So as far as the GMM token is concerned, right now it has a total supply of, as we can clearly see, it's got a max supply of 50 billion tokens. And it had an initial price of 0.0003, which is pretty much where it's at right now, to be honest with you, coupled with an initial market cap of, just $714,000 as well. Now, as far as their as far as their other token is concerned, the MST token has not been launched yet, but they have plans to launch sometime in 2023 as per their roadmap. But I can say that the MST token will also have a supply of 50 billion tokens based on the research that I've done, just like their GMM token. So that's kind of cool. All right. So, and just for fun here, we'll do some quick price potential here as well, just to see, how high this coin could potentially go as well, because I'm kind of curious about it as well, to be honest with you. So I'm curious to see if this coin could potentially even do maybe a 50x or something like that, because here's the thing. If a project like this could eventually see price levels of, other metaverse projects, that would be pretty darn cool. So let me go ahead and check out some of these other popular metaverse projects that are out right now. Let me see if I can find metaverse. There we go. All right, so we've got all these different metaverse related projects. Some of the bigger ones like Sandbox, Axie Infinity, Decentraland, Engine Coin, these types of bigger ones. Here's one that's pretty interesting as well. So these are pretty much different market caps that are, obviously these are pretty low market caps as of right now, so that's good to see. Gamium has a market cap of 3.8 million right now. So as you can see, it's very low in comparison to a lot of these other popular ones that are already that have already kind of taken off already. So imagine if a project like Gamium, if a project like Gamium, at $3.8 million can reach levels that these projects are at right here. We're talking like Vulcan Forged, WeMix, Seek VR, Mobox even, even up to like $73 billion. We could potentially see prices of, roughly 50x gains here. So let's go ahead and check this out real quick. If we were to go ahead and take this price right now, so we'll take 0.0003, multiply it by 50, we would get a pretty much a 1 cent coin. So if we go ahead and multiply that by, let's say just say 12 billion tokens, 1,000 million billion, yeah, the billion, by 12 billion tokens in circulation, let's see what we get here. We get a market cap of roughly $180 million. So if this thing did a 50x, you guys, it would only have a market cap of roughly 180 million. So if this thing took off in a bull run, this thing would produce some massive, insane gains for the long term. All right. So just keep that in mind as well here. All right. So, all right, the last thing that I want to talk about the Gamium project, all right, the very last thing I want to talk about is the most important part, actually. So before I actually wrap this up, I want to talk a little bit about the team behind the project, okay? So here's the thing, all right, let me see if I can actually go to the team real quick. I believe it was in the white paper, and then we go down to team. All right. So here's the cool thing about the team, all right? Now, for those of you who don't know me very well, I do not shill random altcoins, okay? I know how to do my own research, and I only show projects, and I only talk about projects typically that I feel are legitimate and have a fully doxed team behind the project, all right? So with that said, I'd like to point out that Gamium, they have a fully doxed team, as you guys can clearly see here, all right? Which is pretty darn cool. All right. They also have, each individual team member as well with their LinkedIn profiles also, which is also very nice to see as well. So when I see projects like this, it makes me have a higher level of confidence, going into it, making myself feel more that, these people care about the project, and the project, definitely has some very good potential moving forward. So overall here, you guys, Gamium looks to be a pretty legit metaverse and digital identity project, and only time will honestly tell how well it will actually perform in the digital world, obviously. All right. So I'll go ahead and wrap this one up. But again, guys, before you guys leave, go ahead and make sure to subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a new crypto and altcoin video from me on a regular basis. And hey, guys, with that said, thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the comment section down below of my future videos.